All right, this is November 15th, 2021. It's a Monday, and like every Monday, I got to throw up my post out here, Common Sense on Common Ground. It's been one wacky weekend, very eventful and all this good stuff. Everybody having fun. Here's the thing, though, something that caught my attention. On Saturday, a 40-year-old named Justin Paul Spews, he's some sort of known anti-mask protester, went into a COVID clinic, rose a shit fit, took a stick from a sign that he broke off from a sign, and started swinging at people with it in the clinic. Okay, now this is where a bunch of kids are getting COVID, families are getting COVID and all this stuff, and this guy had a problem with it, and he started to make a danger to him. This leads me to a prediction, another mass shooting prediction. Somebody's going to get, people are already getting carried away with this whole assault on, intimidation and confrontations on COVID stations. It's already getting carried away. It's just a matter of time before somebody goes crossing the line with a gun. Okay? Colorado, a group of radical-minded individuals started harassing people at a health clinic. In California, back in May, a group of gun-toting women calling themselves Mamalita were accused of intimidating political health officials. Last month in Texas, an indicted Texas man was indicted for threatening a Maryland doctor who advocated for COVID. Okay, so it's getting closer and closer to where another mass shooting is going to be taking place. You got some people already carrying guns. You got some people that are threatening to bring guns. They're threatening to do all this other crap. Okay, now what does that mean for you out here that's watching this show, who's more than likely, much like myself, nowhere near a clinic? It means you got to be very careful and watch out for what's going on. Just stay alert of your surroundings, because you might actually have the last straw broken yourself, And what I mean by this is you might actually you might actually knock the crap out of some gunmen, the way it's happened here in San Antonio. About 5 or 6 years ago, this church, this man was very disgruntled over a divorce that he was going through. He wound up getting this shotgun and shooting at the church where his wife was in, who was divorcing him, his wife and his child. As he reloaded, he started to walk into the church reloading, and he shot a couple of people inside the church. What he didn't expect was one unarmed churchgoer, unarmed and defenseless, jumped up, punched him, and scared the gunman away. Now, while the gunman was inside, somebody across the street heard the gunshots, went to his gun safe, pulled out an AR-15, came out just in time to see the gunman fleeing the unarmed churchgoer who punched him, running away. So the neighbor took a couple of shots at the gunman. The gunman jumped into his truck and started to take off. The neighbor and the unarmed churchgoer jumped in a vehicle. I forgot which one they jumped into, but they jumped into a vehicle and gave chase. The gunman could not outdrive. He wound up actually crashing into a drainage ditch where he saw no point of no return and put the gun under his head and blew his brains out. And this is what I'm talking about. People out there in Kansas, California, Colorado, certain parts of Texas, don't be surprised if you, the viewer, does something to a guy who thinks he's badass with a gun in his hand. You yourself might knock the crap out of him. You know, if it's out in the open area and I'm Uber driving because I'm a rideshare driver, I'm rideshare driving and I see this gunman, hell, I'm hitting him with my car. You know? That's pretty much the thing to look out for. But all in all, just stay safe, stay clear, protect yourself, look after each other. Because this is a show on common sense, on common ground. And no matter what the subject, even this subject. Okay? Speaking of gunmen, that Rittenhouse guy, he's on trial. They're doing these closing statements. I say to hell with him. Incarcerate him. Lock him up. Throw away the key. Give him 2 life sentences, 3 life sentences. Give him a life sentence for every life that he took. So that would be 2 life sentences. Do it. This is a guy that, when he was a teen, illegally possessed a gun and illegally shot 3 people, killing 2. Okay? Afterwards, he met up with some Proud Boys or whatever, did the white power symbol, which is WP. You know, for pictures and posing for pictures and stuff. This kid knew what he was doing. You know, he comes out in court crying, I'm a victim. No, he isn't. No, he isn't. I was forced to. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. To hell with this kid. To hell with this guy. Lock him up and throw it away. And as long as we're doing that, Travis Scott. Now, one of my previous episodes, either on this show or on the podcast, I asked, who the hell is this guy? And why is it so important that he gets investigated when he's this dude that's responsible for trampled deaths and stuff at his own concert? You know? To hell with him. Throw him away. Lock him up. Him and that guy Drake. Whoever the hell he is. Both of those performers encouraged violence, did nothing to stop it, and to top it all off, had more security on them than the public. To hell with those guys. You know what I'm saying? To hell with them. Lock them up, throw away the key, so we can move on. Them, all 3 of these guys, Drake, Travis Scott, and Rittenhouse. Throw them away, dude. Enough is enough. Teach everybody else out there a lesson. Okay? Let everybody out there know that they're not entitled. They're not entitled to go shooting or killing or encouraging killing. Okay? Not even recklessly. Okay, they're not entitled to do that. Just because we're here in America. They're not entitled to do it because of their race. They're not entitled to do it because they believe it's their right. Some belief. Whether they believe it's their right or by right of heritage or by right of popularity. Speaking of popularity, they have no business saying that they have the right to encourage this type of violence or partake in this kind of violence because they said so. Because they feel they're entitled to. For whatever reason, they're rich, they're white, they're old, they're middle-aged performers, they're young kids with a possible future, great future. None of that is an entitlement to do what you did. None of it. Plain and simple. Enough is enough with this crap. Throw them away. Send them to jail. Send them to prison for life so we can forget about them and move on. And the only times we bring them up is when we need to on subjects like this, where killer douchebags think that they're okay in doing it because they're entitled to. Screw that. I almost said the F word. Screw that. No, forget all that. A 9-year-old was trampled on at that concert. You know? The kid went there illegally. I don't even think he was from Wisconsin. Throwing himself into business like that. Same thing here in San Antonio. A man arrested after threatening to attack a man and his son who were fishing at Roosevelt Park. Okay, it's a public park here in Texas. You can fish anywhere. I know, I'm a fisherman. I love to fish. You know? And here in San Antonio, to top it all off, this happened here in my town. Okay? You can fish in downtown Breckenridge Park. You can fish at Roosevelt Park. You can fish anywhere in the city. Outside the city and in the country. Most people like to do it in the country. Me, when I got the time and I spend a whole day fishing, if I'm not lazily doing it because I've got the energy and I want to keep moving around, I will go clearwater fishing, and I'll go through streams, through creeks, through rivers, from one side of town to the other, and anywhere else in between and around. Sometimes that means I'm fishing in the downtown area. Sometimes it means I'm fishing on the south side. Sometimes I'm fishing in Shirts. Sometimes I'm fishing in between Bernie and San Antonio. It doesn't matter, as long as I'm having fun. And anybody threatening to kill or whatever, threatening to kill a person with a knife, for whatever reason. It says here, a man threatened to kill somebody because of something that the guy said. Because he was looking for the restroom. Before he could finish asking, do you know where the restroom is? This guy Gerardo Gonzalez, replies, what did you say to me? I'm going to kill you. I'm going to murder you and be applauded for it. He pulls out a knife. Now in self-defense, the man took out his own pocket knife and told his son to run away. And Gonzalez then runs into his vehicle and leaves the scene. No injuries were reported. That's fine. But nevertheless, when you're at a park, public park, or anybody fishing, enjoying themselves, you pick a fight with somebody like that, pulling a knife on them, you deserve to get thrown away. You deserve to get thrown in jail and forgotten about and face your punishment and all this other crap. Now, who do we applaud then? If we've got all these people that are guilty of this and guilty of that, who do we applaud then? Well, how about this one lady, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, R&B performer who halted her performance in Salt Lake City, Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah, for a fan to pull out a fan who passed out in the crowd. Okay, now that's class. We should be appreciative to this very pretty lady named Cesar. I think that's cool. You know who else we should applaud? Okay, there was this guy that was doing journalistic exposure to all the crap that was going on in Myanmar. Okay, this coup that's in Myanmar. I forgot the name of it. But they're doing a lot of oppressive tactics on people who aren't on their side. Okay? They're performing a lot of oppressive tactics. This reporter, Danny Fenster, exploited that. He showed what's going on over there back in 2018 or 17, I'm sorry. And he got thrown into a Myanmar prison, along with, it turns out, a whole mess load of journalists that are exposing this crap. Now, he finally made it out. I don't know, through some kind of negotiations or something. He made it out, and he's back here in the U.S., and I honestly think this, instead of Rittenhouse, should be considered this Fenster guy. One, for doing a brave thing like exposing the truth of what's going on. Two, surviving a prison that's placed in there strictly for torturing and, and all this other stuff, that's ran by the coup itself. This isn't some corrupt organization that has the power to influence the police to say, hey, you need to arrest that journalist. No, they apprehended him themselves, threw him in a prison that's occupied by them, having him to deal with God knows what. I'd like to know how the hell he survived. How he and a couple of other women and all that. He was sentenced to be lived there for 11 years of hard labor. Finally free after 6 months, so that's a good thing. I'd like to know how well he did. I think this is a person that we should be congratulating instead of this Rittenhouse, white power, shoot people, whoever the fuck I want because I feel I'm entitled to. Man, screw this guy. To hell this guy. Let's look at Danny Fenster, okay? Let's see a little bit more of that Cesar, And let's see some justice for like that 9-year-old, that got killed. Let's see some justice for those people that got killed at that concert. Let's sentence and incarcerate. Let's see justice take place. Because whether you're a vigilante, a young vigilante, or a middle-aged performer, you don't have the right to just go killing people for whatever damn reason. Or influencing others to kill. That's just idiotic. What do we lock up Manson for? What do we lock up Charles Manson for? Fucker influenced his entire family, cult family, to kill. We're going to go ahead and, make some way for Drake and Travis Scott because they said, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Those two fools had more security guarding them than the people, okay? And then to top it all off, they themselves participated with encouraging the violence that's going on. One of them was like stomping on one of the family members or one of the crowd members. To hell with them. Enough is enough. Enough is enough with that. There's a few more things that I wanted to talk about, but I'm running out of time. So I'm just going to say, let's all stay safe there. Let's all try to acknowledge actual heroes instead of trying to make them based off of how we feel. Because that's just really idiotic. And stay safe out there. I'm going to revert back to I'm going to close this with the what I started with. It's getting out of hand. Opposition to safety, health and safety, because of what they believe is bullshit or whatever. It's getting out of hand. The opposition is getting out of hand. They're already attacking and tearing down facilities. They're attacking little tents and canopies where free COVID testing is. It's not even a place that has vaccinations. But they're getting toppled over, and now we're getting people with sticks going into clinics and threatening violence. People, stay alert. It's just a matter of time before we ourselves have to do some shooting of our own, protecting people from assholes like this who are doing this senseless killings. Okay? This title, that's the reason for the title, another mass shooting prediction. That's the reason why this is titled that. Because it's just a little bit more time before we start seeing another damn nutcase shooting up the place. Okay? Patience. Stay cool. Be safe. Alright? Stay safe. Protect each other. Keep looking out for each other. Because I've said this once before. There was an attempt at mass shooting no more than 2 weeks after that here in San Antonio. It happened in the airport. Some douchebag took a couple of shots on the highway and then went straight to the airport, started taking a couple of shots there, got gunned down by the FAA PD, which is fine. But how lucky are we? How much luck do we have on that? You see what I'm saying? How much luck do we really have on that in thinking that somebody's going to be there? It might just be like it was 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. I can't remember the exact date, where it took an unarmed churchgoer and an armed neighbor to stop a gunman that killed 4 to 5 people, and I think including his wife. I'm not sure. I can't remember those details. I just know that he created some chaos, and he wound up having to blow his brains out. And it's just a matter of time before we have to deal with somebody like that again. So stay cool for right now. Stay safe. Keep looking after each other. Keep watching after each other, because right now it's going back to getting out of hand. Again, you got COVID testings where there isn't even anything injected in you. They're getting toppled over. Their little canopies and the tables and all this stuff. Families are doing this. They're attacking. Okay? And then you got the nut bars that are going out now, as of Saturday, in Kansas. Some douchebag swinging a stick at people, threatening violence onto the people inside the COVID center, who voluntarily went in there for their mask mandate, for their COVID mandate, the shot mandate. Okay? And the mask mandate is that this guy, this Pews guy, he's an anti-mask protester, which has got nothing to do with the shot. Okay, the shot is an entirely different thing. But here he is, swinging a stick at defenseless people. Okay, it's just a matter of time before he starts going up to you and me, and we're put to the test. And honestly, I am not going to be the bigger man. I will stab the son of a bitch. I'm a rideshare driver. He tries getting confrontational with me. I'm running him over with my car. I'm not gonna play. And it's only common sense that nobody plays. It's only common sense that everybody looks at this for what it is, a threat. In the name of patriotism, in the name of heritage, in the name of their white power, but they're not racist, whatever. Okay? In the name of whatever. That's all irrelevant. What is relevant is the simple fact that we have opposition to such and such subjects, and they're making themselves a threatening opposition, a confrontational opposition, a life and death threatening sooner than most, and if not an actual life-taking confrontation. Okay? A life-taking threat, and more than likely in the form of a mass shooting, because that's how all of these so-called patriots do things. So, stay safe. Keep looking after each other. People like you and me, we are not wrong in thinking this way, because the telltale signs are out here. So stay safe, keep close to each other, keep looking after each other, and we'll see you next week. I do this every Monday. Leave a email in the comments below so you can give your beliefs or your share, or share any warning signs. Just try to keep it cool, okay? You don't start with this, it was Hillary, it was the Jews. No, that shit, you're just going to be subject to ridicule on my show. Y'all take care. I'm running out of time. Y'all take care. Be safe. And we'll see you next time. This is Chris with Chris's Comments, signing out.